or one of the younger children like Cammy's age. Instead of starting at age 20. Who knows, I could have avoided some of the pitfalls in my life, including premarital sex, fornication, drugs and alcohol, exposure to pornography, gang violence, gang banging, numerous senseless fights, and other heartaches and pains that almost led me to commit suicide at 20 years of age, when I should have been enjoying life. Because I forgot my Creator. The evil days came in my life. Now, I'm not going to be hypocritical and tell you that I did not have fun before I accepted Jesus Christ into my heart as my Lord and personal Savior. Because the truth be told, I had a blast. I was the life of the party. I like being in the club. I like running women. I like doing a bunch of the mess that I did. The problem with sin is fun. Y'all don't want to say nothing. If it wasn't fun, you won't do it. If it wasn't fun, it won't tempt you. If she wasn't fine, you won't be tempted to look again. If he wasn't fine, you won't be tempted. And we sanctify so we can look when I turn our heads. I want to break it down like a fraction. But I'm coming on your street. Make no mistake, this one has your name on it. Tell your neighbor and say, neighbor, he's talking about you, and he's talking about me. You might well man up or woman up and take it. I've done more by the age of 20 when it comes to mess that more folks do in a lifetime. When I was teaching school, the kids used to wonder, how could I tell they were doing mischief without even looking at them? It was easy. I saw me and you. My back could be telling you, go right. I'm going to share them. Straighten up. Mr. Penn, how you sound? Just straighten up. Man, I saw you 30 years ago. You look up Shakespeare in the dictionary or get them a dictionary, they have a big 8x10 or where you can just sit right there. Highlighted, bolded, underlined, and capitalized. I might help with somebody. Just need about 5-10 more minutes and I'm finished. But here's what I'm going to tell you. Yes, it was fun. But I'm going to tell you the price that I paid and the price that you're going to pay for rejecting God when you're young. It is not worth it. When you choose to serve the devil and the pleasures of sin for a season, you are setting yourself up for failure and unnecessary pain and heartache. Like some of you, I was drugged to church. I grew up in church, attended Sunday school, other church activities. But at the end of the day, I was more concerned about fast cars, fast women, and fast sex. I didn't mean to stutter. I said sex. I don't mean church. I was infatuated with or loved sports so much. I would run up to basketball, football, softball, volleyball, do gymnastics or practice martial arts, and go to church. To be frank with you, I was forced to attend church. First by my late grandmother from ages 1 to 10, her and Auntie Eunice, and then by my mom from ages 10 to 18. To say I hated going to church some of the time would be a great understatement. Now, I like VBS, Vacation Bible School. I like this Sunday school picnics. And I like those times when my parents were so busy or grandparents doing stuff at the house, and I could talk to the little girls. I like those times. But young folks, y'all don't know about that, so just put that on me.
Wow.
By the time I joined the military, I barely attended church. And when I did attend, it was because the drill sergeant gave us a choice. Chapel service or a GI party. A GI party don't mean we playing music and we boogie. A GI party meant that the drill sergeant is upset because if you don't go to chapel, they're going to be there supervising you and they're going to make you clean the bath with a toothbrush. You're going to wish you went to chapel. Plus, I took basic training at Fort Knox, Kentucky. In 1980s, there was no women.
Wow.
So after 5 or 6 weeks, we could go but look good. So I go to chapel, and man, you saw a woman, wow. She up in there silver, my God, she's still a female. I'm almost done. But seriously speaking, the military was exactly what I needed. Because if I went to college at age 18, I would have probably overdosed on drugs, been an alcoholic, or died from some sexually transmitted disease or infection. Thank God for his grace. Come on, give God some praise. Only 5 more minutes. While the military was good for me, it was also bad. Because it exposed me to people from all walks of life and all different kind of cultures. That means I was introduced to cocaine, hashish, marijuana, alcohol, and sex. I'm from the island. I already knew that. I just picked up where I left off. And after being controlled some of those islands, when I got to the States, with these big brown eyes, these thick mustache, these eyebrows, I was all the way live. You ahead of your neighbor. Can you talk again? Just say, I like the way you talk. I like the way you talk. And I'm trying to play psychology. I talk funny. You don't want to hear me talk. Deep down saying, yeah, baby, I'm talking. Let me get you to grinning. And if I get you to grinning, I got you. I believe I heard Verizon say, can you hear me now? So why am I sharing this with you today? Great question. I'm sharing it because it clarifies what Solomon said in my text. Remember God while you're young, while the evil days come not, or the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. When we fail to remember or accept Christ while we are young, it opens the door for evil to enter our lives, destroy our innocence, and rob us of some of the best years of our lives.
Yes!
Remember, once your innocence is lost, it's gone forever. Being a virgin is like being pregnant. Either you are or you're not. Either way, given time, it's going to show. I was kind of quiet up in here. But just will you stop my call? Because I don't mind running. Because when I fought in a gang, we fought or we ran to fight another day. So if I got to run, I'm going to run my I'm going to finish mashing these potatoes. Once your innocence is gone, you want some gravy? Especially in the area of sex, you can't get it back. Sure, God can save and sanctify you and you can overcome, but you're never quite the same once you've been touched or engaged in adult behavior reserved for marriage before you're old enough and before you're married. Ask me how I know. I've been there, done that, got the t-shirt and the scarf to show for it. One sexual encounter or being touched inappropriately can cost you a lifetime of heartache or pain. I've been so high and drunk that I wake up next to people, and when I woke up and someone I was next to, I wonder how in the world I've been next to. I must have been drunk. Because if I was sober, back then, people used to refer to me as, you the dog, you the man, dog. You the man. And my little chest would stick up. The reality is I wasn't the man. I was an irresponsible boy. If it wasn't for the grace of God, I could have been dead. Y'all ain't gonna say nothing, but that's all right. I can think of several scenarios where others have done the same thing that I did, only to end up dead, robbed, molested or raped, or to wake up in a bathtub full of ice with a note saying, "Do not move, call the emergency room because your kidneys are gone." Y'all remember them days? Come on, older folks, I like y'all know what I'm talking about. This is what Solomon meant by why the evil days come not, or the years run nigh, when we shall say, "I have no pleasure in them." When you fail to remember God in your youth, you are inviting evil or evil times to come into your life, and there's no guarantee that, like me, you will come out alive or have the opportunity to ever be saved. I'm not trying to scare you. I'm simply trying to spare you. I'm trying to spare you by letting you know that contrary to what the world would have you to believe, you are not missing out as much as you think. To be frank with you, a lot of times back in the world, some of the stuff we told were lies. The more we talk, the more you listen, the better it sounded. All your friends aren't having sex. All your friends are not doing drugs. And even if they were, it doesn't mean that you have to do it. If your friend is dumb enough to walk in front of a truck and take a chance of being killed, it doesn't mean that you have to be that dumb to do it also. You better start thinking for yourself. You better start rationalizing your decisions. I'm not saying don't have fun. By all means, you're at the age where you ought to have you a blast. But you could have fun and be holy at the same time. Don't let these adults among here walk like they've been sucking lemons fool you that salvation ain't fun. Salvation is fun. I'm having a blast. I'm having the time of my life. I can wave my hands in the air and act like I just don't care. Because if anybody write my life story, they will have to admit that Jesus has been good to me. I'm almost done. I'm trying to finish, y'all. Give me 5 more minutes. Thank you all. Solomon was right. Because sin or sinful lifestyle has a way of taking the temporal pleasures you may enjoy for a season and turn them into a nightmare. That like Solomon, myself, and others, you will confess and say, "I have no pleasure in them." You think that the guy is Denzel Washington, when in reality he's Frankenstein. You think she's Halle Berry or Beyonce, when in reality she's just some fiction of the imagination somebody the devil has set by with the right hips, the right bust size, the right curves in the right place, the skirt, you know, above the knee, with the split in the appropriate place, or inappropriate if you say, only to suck you in. And what they're not telling, like Proverbs said, is that many folks have passed through there and are in hell right now. I'm 51 years old, and many of the guys I played football with, partied with, the Joseph Thiedi's dead, Nick Friday is dead, Hawkins on third road is dead. One young lady is dead. You told me about she was selling herself on the street. My classmates are falling like flies.
My God.
And the question is not because their sinful lifestyle killed them. That's not the issue I'm concerned about. My issue I'm concerned about is that many of them did not remember God when they're young. So rather than passing from hell in this world and going to a place of eternal bliss or heaven, they're going from hell to a greater hell. Y'all ain't gonna like me. I mean, but y'all still love me? And I sure love you all. But I gotta help you. I'm almost done. In other words, 5 minutes of sexual pleasure, temporal buzz or high from an alcoholic beverage, marijuana, crack, or sniffing or inhaling fumes from an aerosol spray can is not worth it. Amen. It may end up leaving you like me 31 years ago, wishing I was dead and having no desire to live.
My God.
Or like another person we grew up with, Joseph, you might not remember him, be a few years younger, but he was a football star by the name of Delroy. Delroy was a football star. He could have played college football. Delroy joined the Navy and got involved in selling or smuggling drugs. I don't know what went down, but somebody either slipped a Mickey, young folks, that's a drug in their drink, or give him some bad drugs.
Wow.
And last I heard, this was 10, 15 years ago, Delroy was a paraplegic.
My God.
He was 3 or 4 years ahead of me in school. And so therefore, before I left home, he was back home in a wheelchair, paralyzed from his neck down. Sin, somebody says sin, it's not your friend. It's your biggest enemy. And while I agree as I close, nope, I got one more thing before I close. With the slogan by the Negro College, a mind is a terrible thing to waste, I don't think they went far enough. A life is a terrible thing to waste.
Amen.
As I close, I'll tell you this story about a fellow by the name of Reverend Dwight Moody, one of the greatest evangelists of our time. Reverend Moody was asked by a reporter, said, Reverend Moody, how many souls got saved last night? And he responded, 2.5. The reporter, assuming that he meant 2 children and 1 adult, or 2 adults and 1 child, responded, so 2 adults and 1 child got saved. Reverend Moody said, nope. 2 children and 1 adult got saved. The point being, by the time the adult got saved, he or she had wasted most of their lives. So they only had half left. But you young people have the rest of your life to serve Jesus. And And you can serve him from now until eternity. Let us stand.